Hello everyone, welcome to Ramya's English Expeditions. Many people, including students and adults, often complain of not understanding grammar topics. Referring to grammar books over and over again becomes monotonous. Here in Ramya's English Expeditions, I will take you through various grammar topics to make them easy for you. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Today we will be going through the topic tenses. What are tenses? The tense of a verb refers to the time when the action of the verb is performed. Tenses are of three types: the present tense, the past tense, and the future tense. And each type of tense has four forms: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. We'll begin with the present tense. The present tense refers to a state or an event that happens in the present time. Example: Anna is eating a chocolate. Now the four forms of the statement: simple present, Anna eats a chocolate; present perfect, Anna has eaten a chocolate; present continuous, Anna is eating a chocolate; and present perfect continuous, Anna has been eating a chocolate. Now all the four sentences here show a particular time, that is the present. We are going to discuss each of the forms, and we begin with simple present tense. The example here: Lena eats noodles for lunch. Now you will see it suggests a habitual action, that is, she eats noodles for her lunch. The uses of simple present tense: it is used to express a universal truth. A universal truth means a universal fact which we cannot change depending on the tense. The example is the earth is round. We use simple present tense to show a habitual action. She goes to the park every day. Now the word every day shows us that it is a habitual action. We use it to refer to a thought, feeling, or action at the moment. The sky looks dark and gloomy. That is referring to a thought at the moment. We use simple present tense to write headlines in newspapers. Example: technology company launches new innovations. And we also use simple present tense to talk about a specific future action. The store closes for maintenance next Friday. So you need to remember the uses of simple present tense, that is, express a universal truth, show a habitual action, refer to a thought, feeling, or action at the moment, write headlines in newspapers, and talk about a specific future action. Next we have is present continuous tense. It is used for actions which are taking place at the time of speaking. That is, they are still in process while the action is spoken about. We write it in the following form: be plus verb plus ing. The example: she is watering the flowers. So when the statement is being said, we see that the action is still in process. Is watering the flowers. The uses of present continuous tense: an action that occurs often. We use it for an action that occurs often, that is, that happens always. She is always cribbing about her problems. Cribbing, the ing there, an action that occurs often. She is always cribbing about her problems. Second is an action that continues for a brief period of time. He is staying in London for the next 5 months. Is staying. So he is staying in London. The action is in process and for a brief period of time for the next 5 months. An action that is planned for the future. My father is leaving for Hyderabad next week. Now we have to keep this thing in mind. That is, verbs which show feeling, sensation, or thinking are seldom written in present continuous form. They refer to a state of being rather than an action. Since these verbs are not actions, they cannot continue or stop and hence cannot be used in the present continuous form. That means these are feelings and emotions that will not have a specific start time and end time. These are not actions and therefore they cannot be used in the present continuous form. Now you have two sentences in front of you. I am knowing that this is the way to his house. I know that this is the way to his house. So for most of us, when we read the first statement itself, we get to know that there is something wrong. It's not sounding correct, right? But while we are talking in informal way, the Gen Z dialogues, conversations, it might be okay. It might be accepted. But when it comes to the correct usage of grammar, it is wrong. Now, this reminds me of a tagline of a very famous brand, which says, I am loving it. So when it comes to the informal English, it is accepted. But when we say proper English, when we go through the rules, we follow the rules of English grammar, it is incorrect. So we need to remember that these verbs are not actions. They cannot continue or stop and hence cannot be used in the present continuous form. Next we have is present perfect tense. Denotes an action that has been completed at a specific time in the past, but whose effects are connected to the present. And how do we use it in a sentence? Has or have plus past participle form of the verb. The example, he has visited the Grand Canyon multiple times. So he has visited, it has already happened in the past, but its effect still stays. Uses of present perfect tense. Actions which have been completed recently. So something that has happened, it's completed, but it's very recent. Example, Jason has finished his lessons for the day. Next is actions which have been completed recently, but the time is not specified. So in the first one, the action is completed recently. The second one is the action is completed recently, but there is no mention of the time when it got completed. I have cooked a 3-course meal. So the action is already done. Cooking is already done, but when it is not mentioned. The third is actions which have been completed in the past, but whose effects are still present. The principal felicitated the school's debate team. Action is already done, but the effects are still present. The next form is present perfect continuous tense. It shows an action that has started in the past but is still continuing. And the way we use it in a sentence is has or have been plus verb plus ing. Example, my cat has been meowing for the last 1 hour. So the cat has been meowing for the last 1 hour means the action is still in process and it has been going on for the past 1 hour. Now the difference between present continuous and present perfect continuous tense. Present continuous tense expresses an action going on in the present, whereas the present perfect continuous tense talks about an action that has started in the past and continues to go on till the time of speaking. A recap of what we have done. The present tense of the verb indicates an event or state that happens in the present time. The present continuous tense is used for actions which are taking place at the time of speaking. The present perfect tense indicates actions that have been completed at some point in the past but have relevance to the present moment. The present perfect continuous tense shows an action that started in the past but is still continuing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe the channel for more amazing content. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram. Stay tuned for more.